A lot of people are sitting on the sidelines. You can, but just like Buffett said, right? So when people are running away, you should be buying, or you should be at least investing, because if you invest at the bottom of the market, the only place it can go is up, right? We're investing at the top of the market a few years ago, or 4 years ago, and what happened? It went down, of course.
Hi, folks. Welcome to NextGen Wealthcast. My name is Akash Jain. I'm your host. And today I have a very good friend of mine, Vlad Arakcheyev, coming in all the way from New Jersey with himself and his beautiful cats in the background there. Hey, Vlad, welcome.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Vlad, we, on our show, we generally talk about, various different investments that our guests are making, and how long have they been in the space, and how those investments are doing, and what is looking like in the future. But before we dive into those details, tell our audience a little bit about yourself, what you've been doing, what's your story?
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, I was born in the Soviet Union. I came here in 1993, and I lived in Brooklyn for about 26 years, and for the last 8 years, I live in Jersey. So it's great here. I love everything about it. I'm very close to New York City, which is great. And I have 2 kids, 4 cats, and I enjoy life.
Very, very cool. 2 kids and 4 cats. That's 6 kids altogether, my friend.
Well, cats are pretty independent. They're not like dogs. We wanted to get dogs, but they're like kids. You can't do anything when you have a dog. So cats are like, yeah, we'll leave you alone. Get out of here.
Very nice. Hey, I do not have cats or dogs, but hey, I let my friends and I play with their pets, if you may. Right? I don't have the time to be able to indulge in that.
Kids wanted them. Our goal is to ultimately have a rescue farm.
Right.
So we rescued these boys and from a shelter. So our ultimate goal is to have a rescue farm where we can rescue and help animals, not just pets, but other animals like horses and cows, you name it. So I think it's great. It helps the animals, plus the educational aspect for the kids, maybe a petting zoo or something like that. So it's kind of it's in the works. We're planning on it. Yeah.
That is very nice. That is so cool. Vlad, I know we've met a few times at various conferences and stuff. I know you are deep into multifamily. Talk to us a little bit about how you got into it and what you're currently doing.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey, because after COVID, I had a different job. I got furloughed, and I went on a path of real estate where I became a broker here in New Jersey. I still do some residential sales here and there, but ultimately I got it for investment opportunities. Right, have access to the MLS and everything. So I did some flips, did some rentals, but ultimately my path led me to something bigger, literally, which is multifamily. So we buy and operate essentially apartment buildings in few markets in Midwest, primarily in Kansas City, in Texas, and a few markets in the Carolinas. So these are the areas that we focus on. But and been doing it ever since. Yeah, that's kind of my full-time gig. And recently, which is really, really cool, since we work very closely with family offices and high net worth folks, and given my background in tech, and I used to build networks and computers, I got connected with another family offices, and now we provide cybersecurity services to family offices as well.
Very nice, very nice. Hey, I do a lot of tech myself, have a computer engineering background, and in fact, just last week I was at the Y Combinator demo day in Silicon Valley, looking at a lot of great tech. The kind of era that we are in right now, with artificial intelligence and technology changing a lot of stuff. Are you using AI in your day-to-day tasks, Vlad?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, AI is everywhere now, and I mean, we are kind of exploring few apps and programs to do quick underwriting, and AI can do it for us within 5 minutes, which is really, really convenient. Of course, the big thing is keep track of everything, appointments and things like that. That's the basics. And of course, drafting presentations, reading materials, stuff like that. I think it's important to be basically follow this, at least use it for just have fun with it. If you're not, you're falling behind, in my opinion, because it's everywhere, right? Of course, you got the big players, and they're gonna stay. I don't know. A lot of people talking about a bubble. Who knows? I don't have a crystal ball. And maybe I should ask ChatGPT what they think. But ultimately, you should be using it. I'm using it in all aspects. Absolutely. I mean, even given the phones that have it, and of course in the computer. So it's. I think it's the future. Yeah, it's gonna make stuff easier, but at the same time, I think don't rely on it blindly, right? Just think about it this way. It's basically a bigger hammer as a tool, but you still have to put a nail somewhere and hold it and use that hammer, right? You just kind of picture that analogy. Don't just close your eyes and just start swinging, because it's no good. So you still have this control where to place the hammer. So the same thing with AI. So use it, but don't totally trust it.
Very cool analogy there. You got to know where to, hit the hammer to actually get the results that you want, right? So, very, very cool. So, Vlad, obviously you do a lot of multifamily. Any other asset classes that you are close to or that you like to invest in?
Well, you know what? I try to focus on multifamily because I want to have this market. I want to be perfect in this space. I don't want to be too spread within different real estate areas. So what we do is we focus strictly on multifamily. We have our buy box and we stick to it. You could call it boring, and we like boring because it's predictable, right? So we have our markets, we have our buy criteria, buy boxes, exactly what we're looking for. So we don't want to venture away from it because we know it, right? We're vertically integrated. We have our own property management team in multiple areas, and so far we never had any capital calls or anything like that. We pretty much never paused distributions. We still distribute. Our properties have been running very well. I can't even say anything. It's been great. I mean, are we distributing as we are targeting? No, slightly less, but still the money is going out quarterly, monthly. In some cases, they are going out. Yeah.
No, that's a lot to say in today's day and age, Vlad, where a lot of the people have stopped distributions. A lot of multifamily operators are even doing a lot of capital calls, even if they were not on a floating rate debt. There is the operations is becoming very, very tough these days, given the inflation, given everything becoming really, really expensive, the occupancy numbers. I commend that. Hey, if you guys are still making distributions and if your properties are running well, that's a feat in itself.
The big thing is I believe what really turned the corner is self-managing. That's one of the big things where we can cut costs that way, and also just using technology to, I guess, make it more streamlined. That's another way. Of course, using energy saving and water saving things that are out there. So that's why I go to a lot of these conferences, right? People are like, oh my gosh, you're all over the place. Yeah, because I learn from what people are doing there, like when they putting AI or other technology within their buildings or real estate or whatever it is, and I just see where we can implement certain things and cut costs. So ultimately, it's a win-win.
No, I generally call these days, I call it the new leverage, if you may. Hey, I
Yeah.
know you and I, we love leverage. Hey, from a financial perspective, but I call some of what you're just talking about as leverage. Hey, AI is a leverage, helps us with our time and our capability. Hey, our VA teams are leverage because obviously, hey, we are able to do more with our VA teams. Our systems and processes is leverage. Hey, if we have a CRM system, our portals, our systems to run property management systems, or hey, anything to do with AI on the property management side as well. All those systems and processes, that I call all of it as leverage. Today's leverage, if you may.
Of course.
Great. Now, so Vlad, also, hey, let's speak into you personally. Hey, what kind of food do you like? What kind of music do you like? Do you like to travel? What your hobbies are?
Yeah, sure. When it comes to food, I favor Italian food. If I had to eat something, I would just, I don't know, pick any Italian food. I like Italian wine. I love everything Italian. I don't know why. I just love the country, and I even got an Italian motorcycle.
Very cool. Which one,
So I
Ducati?
mean, yeah. I gotta. It's not one of them crazy like Panigale that like 200 horsepower. I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'3", so I need a tall bike. So it's a sports adventure. So yeah, and that brings you to the second part of your question. I have three hobbies. They're kind of cool, but it's motorcycles, guns, and golf.
Very cool.
So
You should be in
I just
Texas, my
started
friend.
playing golf, and I'm learning. It's a lot of fun, and I play here and there, and do my best.
Motorcycles, gun, and golf. Hey, that's hey, I like all three of them. All right. Hey, but golf, I have a golfer's elbow, even though I don't play as much, and difficult these days to get out to the range. But hey, love that, love that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really relaxing. Once in a while you get out, and plus there's a lot of charity golf tournaments here. So in many cases you go play golf, and it's for a good cause. So I've played quite a few here in Long Island. It really helps out. It's a win-win. So you get out, you hang out in good weather at the same time. It's for a good cause. So
Very cool, sir.
it works out.
Very cool. Hey, Vlad, we've been talking a little bit about multifamily here and some obviously AI and technology. I know a lot of the money has been parked on the sidelines for the last year and a half, 2 years with all the interest rates and whatnot. Hey, how have you fared in the last year and a half on new acquisition, if you may? And what is it that you're looking for in 2026? We are right around the corner. What are you looking for in 2026?
Yeah, when it comes to money, listen, we were always underwriting as much as possible, and when it comes to deal flow this year, we weren't as active. We like right now we are buying a deal and it's closing in December, late December. In my opinion, if the deal works and it's cash flowing at current rates, and when they dip, it's going to cash flow even more. So if you have an opportunity to buy, I would buy. I would not wait. A lot of deals that we kind of looked at were failing, and they were on sale. So a lot of people were scooping them up pretty quickly, right? So when somebody buys with floating rate and the rates just skyrockets or something like that, people were selling. So that's exactly how we found this deal. So we weren't as active as last year, but we're still looking at deals constantly. Next year, I don't know. Hopefully, the rates will come down a little bit. It still is a market where I feel like there's a lot of potential for rents. People are not owning homes, right? I believe I just read that 40-year-olds are buying homes nowadays instead of like 20 or something like that, because they just don't have the money. So everybody's renting, right? So here we are providing a service, and we have all these rentals there. So go and rent one of our apartments.
No, you're right. Hey, rent. And I believe you play in mostly B and C. Are you doing a lot of A's or what?
We touched A's. We don't do C anymore. We kind of focus on A and B class buildings, workforce housing, anywhere from, I would say, 100 to 250 units. We've done more, but we just want to be in that sweet spot. It kind of makes sense. We can do less, and we've done like 60 and 40, but it was close to the property that we already own. So we can use the same the same team to manage both buildings simultaneously. So it works out.
Great. Hey, question. There are a bunch of LPs who might be looking at our show. Question for you around what is your piece of some nuggets that, hey, some advice that you would give to them as to how should they think about the market and how should they think about their investments as it stands right now over the next 6 months?
Hey, listen, how I'm looking at it is this, like my personal thing. I'm looking at my taxes already the next year, and I'm looking what do I need to do to minimize them, right? So like and I'm speaking with my CPA already to see the tax strategy. Based on that, I will either buy or invest more. It just varies, right? So if you're a first-time investor or somebody who's looking to invest, you got to see what's right for you, right? So if you look at the overall thing, there's negatives and positives and everything, right? So if you look at real estate, you have depreciation you can use. You have constant returns, right? Safe because it's a building. So the only negative is you're not liquid, right? So your money is there working for you in the background for 3 to 5 years. So I guess that's the negative, right? It's not like the stock market, but at the same time, your losses offset your gain. So ultimately, you have to do some math, some calculation. But in my opinion, you should diversify. So if you invest in stocks or tech or angel investor, whatever you want to do, you should try real estate, because if you across the board, people park their money in real estate because if you look at, from 1940s or whatever it is to now, it's constantly growing, and it's going to keep on growing. People are buying stuff in New York City, and they're buying office buildings, right? And those office buildings are half empty. And I go, why are you buying? They're not cash flowing. And the guy goes, it's Manhattan. Right now I'm losing money, but in 5 years, when everything turns around, that's what he says, I'm going to sell it for double the price. And he might be right.
Yeah.
He got money to burn.
No,
so he bought a half-empty building.
No, I was going to ask you, right? Hey, you buy a lot in the Sunbelt states. I know you buy in Texas, you buy in Houston, Dallas, you buy in the Carolinas, Kansas City. Mm-hmm. But there is a lot of distress in New York, New Jersey. There's a lot of distress in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Why not those states, Vlad?
They're not business-friendly states. I mean, with what's happening here in New York, you have the new government, the new mayor coming in, and he's, talking about all these different rules and limitations and rent freezes and things like that. It's just very difficult to do business in these states, right? Like, to give you an example, I talked with so many people that have buildings in Queens, in Brooklyn, and even in the city, and it takes them years to evict somebody, right? Meanwhile, they have to, you still have to pay for insurance and maintenance and everything, and go to courts, and it's incredibly difficult, in my opinion, to do business here in New York, New Jersey. Hey, listen, if you want to buy a house and live here, sure, yeah, absolutely. But when it comes to investment, it's very unpredictable, and I want to be as predictable as possible. So for me, and I look at the growth in Texas, I look at the growth, in Midwest. For me, it's, like I said, it's boring, it's very predictable, and I love it because we can easily see what's going to happen. Well, not easily, but easier than in New York, let's just say, because I don't know what's going to happen when the new mayor comes in and the changes he's going to make. So
boring, predictable, and I love it. Hey, that's Warren Buffett became the...
Well, listen, because I'm putting my own money into these deals, right? I don't want to lose my money. So at the same time, investors are asking me, I'm like, yeah, I got a lot of skin in the game. I don't want to lose my money. I'm worried about my investors, yeah. But ultimately, it's the whole business. It's the reputation. So like they said, it takes forever to build and just one deal to destroy. So that's why it's really important to know what you're doing and just kind of be in your lane. And that's just my opinion.
No, absolutely. And, hey, like I was going to say, hey, Warren Buffett made a lot of this money in boring businesses, right? Hey,
Yeah,
boring is
there you
beautiful.
go. Of course.
Great. Now, hey, there has obviously been, multifamily has gotten a little bit of a bad name over the past few years. A lot of properties have gone under. A lot of sponsors and operators have not done well. People have lost money. What do you tell to our viewers who are looking to invest, and how do you comfort them? How should they be thinking about sponsors?
Yeah, that's the big thing. I mean, you got to look at the track record. But what happened was very, very unpredictable because, I mean, we as operators, we kind of forecast what might happen. But what happened, nobody could have predicted because the rates increased so much and so quickly. It's the speed at which they increased. Nobody could have predicted that, right? Plus, there was a downturn in everything, and the prices just shut up on construction and materials and everything. So it was very difficult. So, and one thing I'm actually forgot to mention: insurance. Insurance literally doubled. That's why if you look at Florida, for example, it's kind of taking a dip in some areas where insurance literally doubled, if not more. So people couldn't, I mean, they possibly predicted it, but it was very, very difficult to see what's going to happen. So combination of all those things together made a lot of properties fail, yeah. I mean, ultimately, did they lose money? Not all of them. I don't know. They didn't make as much as they could have. But, I mean, at least they gotten their money back. And I know they gotten some tax savings for sure. I know they were still getting K1s, I mean, because you depreciate the building, right? So you were getting profit and loss statements. So at least you got some, tax write-offs. So
I think like everything, right? Even when you have the stock market will go up and down.
Yeah, it's all over the place, the stock market. It's very unpredictable. Remember what happened a few years ago, 3 years ago? Stock market dip. Even my dad, right? He's retired and he goes, half of my pension disappeared. 401k because the stock market dipped. I'm like, don't worry, just sit in it, it's going to go up. So it's the same thing here. So it goes in waves, right? So it goes, and that's exactly how it is. So right now, I believe we're on an upturn, we're cutting rates, things seem to be improving. People are talking about a correction in insurance rates. I'm looking forward to that one. That's the biggest one. But we'll see what's going to happen. It's people are talking a lot. I go to these conferences. Everybody's kind of trying to be an expert, but ultimately they don't know.
So, but so from your perspective, where you said you're all into multifamily, seems like.
Yeah. I mean, I one of my very good friends, she does self-storage and she loves it. I do multifamily. I know another person doing hotel conversions, hotel to apartment conversions. He's crushing it. But that's his focus. He knows everything about it and they don't want to go anywhere else. So that's exactly what I'm focusing on. I want to be the best in the space when it comes to apartment. People will be like, oh yeah, look at Vlad. He's doing apartments. Awesome. Yeah, he's doing cybersecurity. We can do that. We can go to him and we can pick his brain. So that's what I'm looking for.
Very cool, Vlad. No, thank you so much. A lot of great conversation there. I appreciate all the nuggets. Any last words before we sign off?
You know what? In my opinion, a lot of people are sitting on the sidelines. You can. But just like Buffett said, right? So when people are running away, you should be buying, or you should be at least investing, because if you invest at the bottom of the market, the only place it can go is up, right? So a lot of people were investing at the top of the market a few years ago, 3-4 years ago, and what happened? it went down, of course, because it peaked. So right now, we literally already past the bottom. So I think we're in an upswing right now. It's going slow, but I still feel that if you have money, please don't have cash just sitting and it's going to lose value like crazy. Put it in something. Right? You don't want to do buildings, don't do buildings. Do something, but at least make your money work for you. That's my advice.
Very cool, Vlad. No, thank you so much, folks. There you have it from the multifamily expert, Vlad. We will have Vlad's information at the bottom of the podcast. So do reach out to him if you guys want to invest in multifamily, or if you want to get some advice from him. Vlad, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure having you as a guest on my show.
Of course. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.